today we're here at the Energy Innovation Center, the former Connolly Trade School in the Lower Hill District, where Mayor Peduto signed a historic memorandum of understanding with the U.S. Department of Energy and the National Energy Technology Lab. So this is really exciting for a couple reasons. The Memorandum of Understanding provides a foundation for research and development here in Pittsburgh for clean and renewable energy technologies, as well as the development of district energy systems for a plan that we call District Energy Pittsburgh. So creating a collaboration between district systems around Pittsburgh and Oakland and downtown, uptown, the North Shore, and several other neighborhoods. This starts to help us fulfill that vision. So today, the mayor joined Allegheny County Executive Rich Fitzgerald and Congressman Mike Doyle, as well as U.S. Department of Energy Secretary Ernest Moniz, to sign this historic agreement.
You know, you don't have to look very far to see that much of our nation's infrastructure is old and in poor repair, and that's true with our energy infrastructure too. Many of our power lines and gas pipes are literally antiques. So these energy systems, they've served us well for decades, but they're terribly inefficient, and that means we're producing more pollution, more greenhouse gas emissions than we want to. So we've made a lot of technological advances since those systems were originally designed and installed, and I think it's essential for our nation to develop and adopt innovative new models for meeting our energy needs in a more efficient, economical, and environmentally sustainable way. With our aging infrastructure and many local leaders in advanced technology, Pittsburgh is the logical place to develop and test potential improvements over the current model for energy production and distribution. That's part of what this agreement is about, and I'd like to ask our Mayor Peduto, to come up and say a few words about this memorandum. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Congressman. And thank you for putting this together and bringing us together on this. It's actually a historic day. We talk about it often. You know, Pittsburgh's small enough that we can actually get things done, and it's big enough that the world will take notice. And today's going to be one of those days that it actually happens. Before I go into a little bit of the details, I just want to thank County Executive Rich Fitzgerald. For the past year, we've been in discussions with PACT, our steam providing heat for downtown, about how we can modernize it, how we're losing the asset, what we need to do. And that discussion then started to expand. And I also want to thank him as well. He reminded me, Mr. Secretary, you're here on Friday. On Monday, we have Governor Wolf and Secretary of Veterans Affairs. On Tuesday, we have the President. On Wednesday, we have former Secretary Hillary Clinton, which just reminds me I have to get to the dry cleaner. But there's something happening in Pittsburgh. They're not just coming here for no purpose. They're coming here because of the innovation that is transforming a region. And as we look at this antiquated system, and if you think back into the 19th century, how did you produce energy? You had a factory, a big factory that you brought materials to and you burned them. And then that factory shipped it hundreds of miles and in different directions. And that system provides only 34% of the energy. It's only 34% efficient. The majority of the energy you're producing gets lost. And yet we still have that system, although we look at different sources of energy. We have to change this. There's a paradigm shift that's happening, not just here, but globally. And it's called district energy. It's about producing the energy in the areas where it's being used. Now, we have already been the leader in green building. And we're presently the leader in living building, creating buildings that use as much energy as they produce. And that is going to continue. And that's going to be something that goes around the world. And we want to be the place that manufactures the materials to make that revolution happen. But now we have the opportunity to be the world leader when we think of 21st century urban energy, how we're producing it. So look over out the window. Look over towards Heinz Field and understand that NRG has that building right by Allegheny Center Mall that's glass, and you look in and you say, what are they doing in there? And they're using steam in order to produce heat. But now they're doing cogeneration with gas to have both combined heat and power. In the north side is going to be a district energy district where the energy being produced is happening there. With the county executive and the support that we have in downtown, with PACT that's producing heat, we now have the ability to combine it and to be able to produce heat and electricity for downtown all the way up to where we are now, right here, in a partnership between the county and the city and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The in total 28 acres that we're looking at won't be energy supplied from 100 miles away. It will be provided right here and in partnership with the Energy Institute right here, using the technology in order to provide this entire area and across with Mercy Hospital, the entire area. So now you'll have from the north side to downtown to the Hill to uptown combined. And then partnering with our universities in Oakland, where 2 different power sources already exist, and looking at how those can be modernized in order to provide Oakland with a district energy plan. And then going over to the Hill to Hazelwood, 300 acres of a former mill site being converted into the model of 21st century sustainable development, and the power source being provided, district energy by renewable energy. It's Andre Hines' dream to see that entire site producing its own energy and doing it through renewable sources. So think about it. What other city could have the potential to have from Hazelwood to Oakland, to the Hill, to uptown, to downtown, to the north side, all producing its own energy? That is the Memorandum of Understanding we're going to sign today, because the Department of Public Works doesn't have the capacity to do this, but the Department of Energy does. I want to thank my Sustainability Director and the city's first Chief Resiliency Officer, Grant Irvin, who's been pulling together so many people in this room, so many people that not only see the vision, but realize that it's here, it's present, it's not in the future, and Pittsburgh will be the leader. We have all the tools, folks. We can do this with our own people from this region. We can make this a reality in the next few years, but we're going to need a strong partner in Washington to help us to have the full capacity to make it happen. This Memorandum of Understanding between the City of Pittsburgh and the Department of Energy will give us the tools that we need by working together to make this reality. So thank you, Mr. Secretary. Thank you for this historic day for the City of Pittsburgh, for this nation, and for anybody who is looking to modernize the way that we deliver energy to the people we serve.
I'll say something really quick. Well, first of all, energy, manufacturing, and innovation are in the DNA in Pittsburgh. And it's in the DNA of the universities, the industry, and of course the National Energy Technology Lab, which has had such a great partnership with many of you in the room. We are so excited on behalf of the Department of Energy to help shape this Pittsburgh into the future city that it can become, with all of us working together and bringing in the capability of all the national labs to help us move the country forward in this energy spectrum. So thank you. I'm really looking forward to this great partnership.
Switch.
Thank you.
And we're going to ask the Secretary for some final words.
Well, thank you, Mike, and thank you, Mayor Peduto in particular, for being so open and so eager for this partnership. You touched on the themes that we think are really critically important. In fact, the whole issue of urban energy is one of our biggest challenges and biggest opportunities. And with forward-looking approaches, as you have taken with district heating and combined heat and power, something that we will see soon in the basement of this building. We were down there earlier. Is really fabulous. So I mentioned earlier, Pittsburgh is one of the places that we want to bring a lot of things together in terms of clean energy and in terms of education and training. And this site again has been a wonderful place to celebrate this and to launch yet one more phase in our partnership. So we look forward to it, and of course, and Grace, having one of our laboratories actually physically present here in Pittsburgh is a tremendous advantage, I think, for a productive partnership going forward. So thank you all for coming, and look forward to seeing you again here sometime soon. Bye.